Everybody, I wanted to go over assignment for week 4 and help people who maybe had problems with the logic and why I'm asking what I'm asking. So what I'm doing is building confidence in your ability to satisfy client expectations. Okay, so when you see this and the wording is similar to what a client would ask for, and you see this data, that's data that's going to change. So when I say, do me a favor and output the menu, that's based off this array. So a few of you were, actually hard coding the HTML form. No, that's not the idea. The idea is to take this so that it's dynamic, so that it's changing content. That way, when you go and get a job and you have something in your portfolio like this, you can say that you built around the data source. Again, you built around the data source, so that when the data source changes, your code adapts. That's the kind of developer that I'm sort of molding you into. Okay, I know it's challenging, but really we've gone over the arrays and how to loop around them. So all you have to do is basically loop around this and output the form. So I'm going to go ahead and take this form real quick, and I'm going to go into Sublime, and I'm going to save this as pizza.php, and we're going to work with it just for a second to give you an idea. But what I'm going to do is set up the assignment. So let me just go over here and do this before it crashes again. So here we go. We're going to save this as pizza.php. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Okay, so there's pizza.php. Okay. Now, the idea when you get anything difficult, okay, is to output the values of the request from the client. So what I might be inclined to do is say something like this. Do me a favor, output, because I have his words. I have the client's words. So I would do something like this. This is how you can start to do it. Okay, so we need to do this first thing. Okay, he needs the products and the form to order each. So now we have to come up with a logic of how to deal with this. Okay, so what we can do is we know it's a multi-dimensional array, so we can start for each looping around it. Okay, so let's say we do for each scalar pizza shop as actually we could do, because it looks like it's a zero-based array like this, so I might do 0. But I'll tell you what, if you're confused before then, just var dump it or print R the array so you can see what it is. So I'm going to do as pizza, then let's echo scalar pizza. Okay, and then I'll add a break tag so we can kind of see what happens. Okay, now I'm going to go to localhost, and we're going to work from there. And I know some people haven't submitted at all, and we see these are 4 arrays, and I would say to submit something so I can see what the disconnect is. I think some people just flat out didn't understand the assignment, and maybe felt afraid to come to me and ask me for more clarification, which is what you do with a client. But since we know this pizza is an array, right? Because we just saw it right there, echo pizza. Let me close this off. If the pizza is an array, then we know that we can loop around an array because we can loop around all arrays, right? So a nested for each loop. And you can do a for loop. You can do a while loop, whatever. As, I don't know, item. Let's do item, okay? And now what we're doing is going in the inner level of the loop until we find what we're looking for. Okay, so here's item. Now we hit save. Oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? What we have is that item, right? So all we have to do now is sort of focus on the form. So I don't care if you open up PHP, close it, or work with PHP inside, but right now you could do a form action. Equals pizza.php. Okay, like that. Method, well, it really shouldn't be get because there's going to be a lot of data, so I'm going to make it post. But that's your decision. I'm fine with both. And as a client wouldn't know better. I mean, if you have all that data cached into a browser window, it wouldn't be a bad thing. There's nothing private about the order. We're just having a pizza form, okay? So knowing that, and some people have added, good communication forms, things like that. I love that. I love the people who've done that. I want to know what you can do. So there is no right answer, but definitely a right approach. Once we have this, right, we could echo a checkbox. Something like let's do supreme and just have, I don't know, input type equals checkbox. Something like that, you know? And just start there. I didn't even have a name there, but let's try it. Okay, so now we have checkboxes next to them. Well, that's kind of cool, right? Okay, well, knowing that, you know, we could say supreme, checkbox, 1095, all of these. And I'm not saying this is the right form. There are certainly more usable forms. But, you know, the name could be equal to the item. So I'll just put that right there, okay? And just simply that would be good, okay? And then we can have a submit at the bottom. This doesn't have to be difficult. You just have to understand a few precepts about PHP, and that it only knows the name attributes of anything, of forms. So whether you have, you know, again, this course, you need some knowledge going into how forms work, but, you know, we've gone over it in the beginning of the course. So we'll just do order pizza. So that's my menu, order food, whatever. And you'll notice too that this is the top of the array, right? So there's one other thing that's missing, because that's the for each pizza as items, right? So if I did this, what would happen? Because that's pizza 0. Now hit this, and now we have other arrays, okay? So how would we get to the other foods inside here? So we have supreme, pepperoni, sausage, and cheese. All right, that's this part, right? That's for each 0 as pizza, pizza as item. So as far as these, watch this. We could do for each pizza as category. Okay, and then inside here we can do a for each, and just keep going. Okay, but you have to kind of keep your mind on what is in each section. So now I'm looping for the inner loop as item. Okay, and now I can go here like this, save it, and then hit refresh. Oops. So let me see here. So now we've got that, and I've got to make sure the items are there. So for each category, that's clearly at the top, right? Look at this, and we have this. So we know there's something definitely wrong. Well, guess what? Now we can go back to this, and now we can have our outer loop, then our inner loop, and then our inner loop. And now I can order this, and now you see I have everything. Okay? So this is a simple way to do it, but I like simplicity. But now let's talk about how are we going to get the orders back, because if we look at our source code now, we've got the names of everything, right? Not too bad, right? So all we have to do is do the same thing we did before. So this will be if scalar underscore post submit happens to be equal to order pizza, then let's do it. And then what we'll do is we'll var dump or print r, whichever you want to do. It's scalar underscore post. Okay, so now we can work around that section. So here I'm going to go in and I'm going to refresh this, and we'll do one supreme large, maybe a ham and cheese, and maybe some wings. Okay, now I hit that, hit refresh, and there's my values up here. But notice how it's an array. Notice how we have the supreme 1295, things like that. That can, that's how we can do it. So we can do, again, for each scalar underscore post as scalar key value, scalar value, echo scalar key dot scalar value, which we've done before in this specific class. So I'll leave it at that, but so I can give you an idea about it. But let's hit refresh, and there's our supreme 125 cheese on. So here we know we have the key, right? And I can easily go in there now and know that I have Supreme $12.95, ham and cheese $6.5, 12 wings $4.99. I can even do some string light handling. But that's up to you. The more you do, the more you practice, the better it's going to be. So as I said in the announcements, you don't have to mail anything. I want to see that you can loop around an array. I want to see that you can create portfolio pieces that are dynamic, that assume that the data source is what's populating the menu. Because right now, if I add a new special and I change this to $2.99, my form's going to change with me. And that's the most important point of this lesson. So I will accept late submissions on this, and I hope you guys try it, the people who haven't attempted it, because it'll get you over the hump as far as confidence, but we need to apply our PHP. Okay? Any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I am very approachable, and I will help you. This is a hard course, and I can help you get through it.